listeners, this is Brooke. Let's talk art. Today I'm talking art with Tony Pharo. He's a California-based painter whose astounding works remind me a lot of Basquiat and Banksy. He's only been at it for a short amount of time, so we talk about getting the confidence to put yourself out there and the difference between making art for yourself as opposed to doing commissions. It's also his first podcast, and he does a really great job. Enjoy! Is also a portal which provides access to Tradictive apps, Tradictive courses, and Tradictive coaching, all to show you how to make money using unfilled orders. It's time to get smart with your money. Leverage your success with Trade with UFOs. Click on the post page for a special offer. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. I am loving your work.
Thank you. How's my sound real quick?
It sounds good.
No, it's not. I was working on it earlier. The only thing, it's going through my headphones. Mm-hmm. I don't use a speaker typically.
Yeah.
But these are like high def. I would stream here and there as a hobby in the past. And so I can hear it through without them on. Should I wear them or no?
I don't know. It doesn't, whichever you prefer.
Are you going to post just audio of this or?
Yeah, just audio.
Okay. Then I'll do it's much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever's comfortable for you. So yeah, I just do the video stuff because I think it's easier to talk and we can kind of, I don't know. It's just easier to have a conversation if you see the person.
Yeah, I agree. So, there we go. Now I can see it better. Awesome. Full screen.
Awesome.
But yeah, you like the work. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Love the work. And I think it's so, I think it's so cool. And this might be a stupid question, but I mean, like obviously I've seen stuff like that before, but like how would you describe that art? Like, what category would you put that in?
So I just started painting
6 months year ago.
Yeah. I started painting like a year ago, but it was completely just like whatever then. Yeah. Like I would literally just splat, you see like very masculine, just like splatter stuff, from kids even maybe.
Right.
That's what I would do like here and there, October of 2021. But yeah, about 6 months ago, kind of really became more of something serious. And
yeah,
I love it. I mean, it's more of a hobby. It's tough because then you have this mental battle of like wanting to do it for what people like as opposed to what you want or feel. Right.
Exactly.
But it's been described to me as like abstract expressionism or like neo-expressionistic pop art, depending on which of the 2 or 3 styles I touch on.
Right.
I also I've learned from what I've learned so far, people like frown upon in the industry of like mixing styles or like you should have a set.
Oh, I don't.
That's what I've been told by people, that some art dealers, and like you should just pick one style and you evolve that. And so I've been purposely, despite some of that, mixing and kind of grooving. So, but it's a variation of those 2 or 3.
Right. Well, it does kind of remind me a little of Basquiat, and
yeah, he's my huge not to cut you off, huge influence.
Yeah. And a little bit of Banksy and a lot of, and I saw that you did some cartoon type stuff too,
which
I think is really cool. So, but yeah, I'm interested in hearing about how do you, okay, well, first of all, since you've been doing it for, you're really, really good. So that's one thing, but I mean, like, how did you decide to do, like, if you've been doing it for only 6 months, how do you decide to just kind of like go all in and be like, okay, this is going to be my career
now? So egotistically, I want to not correct and say it is my career, but truthfully, I think you're aware, but I do have a current quote unquote career that I've been pursuing up until I found art.
Okay.
Art's just kind of taken the forefront out of nowhere. I'm 34 years old and didn't paint till I was 33 at all, even mess around.
Yeah.
People always ask, like, how do you do that? I'm like, I think you should just do it, because I used to think I can't. And I would just tell people, I'm not drawing, dude. I can paint like stick figures. I'm not going to embarrass myself. But it's just a passion. And, you know, I'm sober. I moved to California 8 years ago to get sober.
Uh-huh.
And through that process, I've kind of learned like I have a very obsessive mind.
Yeah.
So when I find a passion,
Yeah.
it's amplified times what, you know, whatever number you want to put it to. Yeah. So it's pretty easy, that part, like to make it the forefront, because I'm also like very aware. So my ego, I have to be the best once I find a passion that I obsess about, just to
Okay.
put it
Got it.
simply.
Got it.
That's how it is in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the real world, my battle is like, you know, if we're just talking getting coffee or right now, right? It's like I'm like not trying to remain, you know, humble or stay in humility, you know.
Uh-huh.
Because otherwise I'm like, no, I need to be the best. How do I be the best? And then,
No,
you know, you start to get better, and then it's like, I'm the best. I'm
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'm that. But the reality is, it, you know, that's what's beautiful about art. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
best. It's
There's
all
no best.
subjective and just
Yeah.
evolves. I can
Absolutely.
never be the best, which is what I love, because
Yeah.
you can always learn more and get better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can always have that mindset, I think, and not have it be um not have it be bad. I mean,
Yeah.
so I mean, I think I think it's actually a good mindset to be like, I'm the best, or I need to be the best, or you know, strive you like you're the best,
But
and
remember that.
and act like you are. And I mean,
Yeah.
and I think your work is very good. I think you are. I would,
I appreciate it.
yeah. So I mean,
This is very fun, by the way. I
oh,
was very nervous.
thank
This is
you,
great.
thank you.
I was so nervous, but I have such a good energy about it with you. It's just great.
Cool,
I just wanted to
cool.
say that, but go ahead.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, and actually it's so funny because there was this one artist who was just terrified, and she was like, and I had her on with another artist. So I had her on with two people, and she was really quiet and she didn't talk. And I was like, I gotta have you on and you can say stuff. And so she was really shy. And then and finally she was just talking. It was so great. It was so great. So yeah, it
That's
was
cool.
so it's really neat because yeah, people don't know what to expect, and I think I would be very shy if I were if I were the one being questioned, and
I thought I would.
I'm actually very terrified just like right before doing it because I'm like, what am I gonna ask? What am I gonna ask? And then just like and
Yeah.
then we get to talking, and then I'm like, oh, and then like a half an hour's gone by. I'm like, oh,
That's yeah, that's fun.
so
It's like its own little creative process.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think I tell people when I first started this, I had like a pit in my stomach like the whole first month that I felt like I was gonna throw up the whole month. And
Yeah.
then I got used to doing it, and then I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. This is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll be honest. I not today particularly. I was a little more even killed, but I had written some stuff out. I journal every day, so it makes it easier, you know, in general. But if
Right.
I'm focusing on something, then it's astronomically makes it astronomically easier for me on that particular topic. But
Yeah.
I up until today, I was the same. I was the same. I was the same as you. Same, but different.
Awesome. So I know what it feels like. I know what you're going through.
Yeah,
But you say you journal a lot.
I
So
do. Yeah.
so do you so like what kind of inspiration goes in like okay, so for instance, I really like the find the door picture, the painting. So
Interesting. Yeah.
the new brain and old brain. It's because I have
Yeah.
a whole reptilian brain thing. And so
I was obsessed with that for a little bit. Go ahead.
were you? Well, talk about so
Yeah.
like talk about the inspiration, talk about like what was behind that one.
So mine, it's so difficult to summarize. Well, no, because my I've gone through this array of like just, you know, first of all, I guess most of mine for inspiration is like whatever I'm feeling is emotional.
Mhm.
But when I first started, I didn't know that. I was doing that, but
Mhm.
I didn't know that. And I'm like, at at the time battling, not realizing that, and like trying to force, like, you see the pop art, you said the cartoony stuff prior, um I like doing that stuff. It's fun. It adds to my repertoire. I've kind of learning how this process works for me anyways. So it's nice to do that, but it's not really cohesive like what I'm trying to achieve unless that particular day, maybe I journal something or I meditate. I always meditate before or after I journal, depending on how I'm feeling. I have a whole process to it. But, simply put, I'll meditate and journal or journal, then meditate, vice versa. And then maybe I'll be like, oh, okay, I want to go do Charlie Brown. I always watched Charlie Brown growing up. So Charlie Brown's prevalent for me, and just how he never quite fell apart of and all that stuff. And you just relate to it. But it could be anything, literally. Like I did a new piece. I don't think it doesn't matter. I did a new piece. I was thinking if you would have been able to see it yet, but I just sent it to somebody the other day that would have showed it. So anyways, very active mind. So it's I call it abstract lens, and it's my favorite piece I've made so far.
Okay.
But it's like, you won't see any pop art, but like some of my thinking along that lines was from that day I made one of the, like the inner child piece I have with, Charlie Brown represented as my inner child looking at my current self with the face.
Oh,
some of that was in my mind prevalent because I had journaled. And I was just obsessing, like, how can I mix this abstract face from that piece with what I'm doing? And then I got so frustrated. I just picked, I was like, I'm going to pick 3 colors. I'm going to make a mess, and I'm going to do lighter ones. For some reason, I was gravitating towards that. I felt that was more of like letting people's what they like affect me. I was just trying to replay how I was thinking. And so I went with three lighter colors: peach, gray, white. And then I just threw some splatter of white. But the best part was I put a glove. I was like, I'm going to put a glove on. And I had this black paste, like a mixed media paste. So I put a glove on, scooped it out, and just whipped it at it because I was just pissed off, frankly. Like, I couldn't figure out what I was trying. I didn't know what I was trying to do. I was just like forcing. And then I usually puts me into a mental spiral of like, just negativity. And then like, I won't paint for the rest of the week or a few days or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pouting to myself type thing. But that's how like any of the inspiration can come. And that one led to my own style. I showed it to a few friends of mine that just I've made through the industry. One's an art dealer and I really trust his opinion. And he's like, that you really got something there. He's like, for a concept, he's like, it needs a lot more work, but he's like, that's nice. It kind of combines everything. And I'm like, oh yeah. But then I have to do that, but I appreciate him, just keep him nameless, but in particular, because he'll always shoot me straight. Like, sometimes he'll be like, no. That's no bueno. No good, man. But stuff like that, and, or I'll see something, I go to the Broad Museum. I live in Orange County in Southern California.
Okay, cool.
So I can go to the museums real easy. And it's like 35-minute drive. And, then I have this obsession with George Condo, which I already liked his work, but I saw a particular thing, come home, didn't paint all week because I had a similar frustrating experience like I had described. And then, I just created a new face out of, thin air, basically, because it just kind of came out. So, I don't know if those are good examples, but that's usually my process is scattered.
No, I think that's great. I think that's totally true. Like, I'm not an artist, but like what
this is art.
Well, it is.
I won't get into that. Yeah.
It's not it's not like what you do. But I mean, like, whenever I am like problem solving or struggling with an issue or something at work or just in life, if I go to a gallery or a museum or even just see a picture like on the street or anything, it can totally like change my perspective just by looking at it and just kind of, and it's just like, this is awesome. And that's how I got into this. And so
fun.
So I'm just like, this is life changing. People got to know.
Yeah, they do. because it can, and it doesn't have to be like what we're doing, like that's why people always say that. It's like, this isn't what you do, but it,
right.
my, just my close friends, they'll like make t-shirts or, some of them paint, and it's just different, but I try to not compare in my head. So I always have a comment when somebody says that. I know I should keep my mouth shut. but yeah, it's fun. Everybody does need to know.
So yeah, so I'm just like, this is life changing. People could learn a lot. People could, this would change everyone's life.
It does, yeah.
Not everyone wants to hear it, but I think
no, I know.
But they will. They will.
Yeah.
So what is your other career?
I'm in sales.
Sales. Okay.
You want me to get specific?
Sure, if you want to.
I don't mind. I sell it's kind of controversial, so but that's where I live, in controversial land. That's what I do, even with my art. But I sell vape products.
You sell what? Oh, vape products.
So okay. Nicotine products.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I've been doing that. I moved to California. I always say this like it's cliche. It sounds in my head now, but I moved to California with $1,200 in a suitcase. But that was literally my situation. Didn't know anybody. I went to rehab at an inpatient place for drugs and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And, I struggled with opiate addiction and alcohol addiction. And, I haven't used either for 7 years next month in November.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. But, long story short, I stayed sober, kept doing all the things I need to do, and a lot of the opportunities I have are because of, I still attend not usually 2-3 meetings a week, AA meetings with my friends. 99% of my friends are sober as well. And, that's just, I keep, people, places and things, right?
Yeah.
But that's worked for me. And so that got, I had a few jobs before I got to what I do now. And then, one thing led to another, and, I get to work with my friends. It's literally like, 6 to 8 of us are really, really close friends. And we just, it's like going to hang out with your friends at an office all day, really.
Yeah.
Super fun. And yeah, I don't only have $1,200 in a suitcase anymore. So it's, it's, awesome. But I try to like keep that mentality so that I don't like get too big for my britches type thing.
Right. So yeah.
That's always a battle in itself for me. But yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, where did you move from?
New York.
Okay.
I thought I said that earlier. Yeah. New York.
A long way away.
Very, yeah. And I didn't know anybody. So, and now I always, I always say it as a joke, but it's like, it's true. I just have like it's too many friends sometimes. You have to make time for everybody. You always feel guilty if you don't make time,
Right.
Well, why'd you go and do that with it? So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm from New York originally, upstate. And
I am too. I was born in Poughkeepsie.
I was Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
Yeah. Ballston Spa, but nobody ever knows Ballston Spa. Right. People know that the horse racing track in Saratoga.
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah. I've not.
They're known for, is what I say. They have the oldest horse racing track in the world.
Okay.
So you get the who's who of whatever in the summer. So people, if I say Saratoga, people are like, oh, okay, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I moved from Saratoga to California when I was 27. Yeah.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge.
Scariest thing I ever did.
I'm sure. Yeah. But now you can do like anything.
Yeah, it's starting to. People say that as the years have gone since I've moved here. I guess you hear that throughout life, right? But you can.
Yeah.
Now I do the painting through the pandemic, right? I don't want to touch that, but through that time, I tried streaming. I told you earlier, I would stream video games.
Okay.
I haven't played video games up until 2 years ago, since I was like 18, maybe 16. I'm like, you know what? All my friends play video games. I like to do other things on my time, but can't leave my house, really. I felt like I couldn't, felt that feeling. And so I was like, I'm going to stream.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure out how to monetize that. And then, I can be introverted, but I'm predominantly extroverted. So I'm not made for something like that,
Right. Right.
Whereas art's nice because I get both. I get to create and
Yeah.
then like have it create something like this, right?
Right.
Where,
Right.
where we can have intellectual stimulating conversation. I love it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really interesting because like I would call myself mostly introverted, but I do have extroverted tendencies.
yeah,
So, but yeah.
it's one of I don't really know. I try not to label it try not to judge it, but
Uh,
I have therapy every week for like 3 years. So
uh-huh.
based on what I've learned from that, I'm extroverted with introverted tendencies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. But that's gotta like so the introverted stuff is what you use to do the art and you have the extroverted version of yourself to sell it. So that's
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's a
Yeah. That's
very
a
good
good one. I just kind of yelled because I like that. I haven't thought of it like that. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use what I learned from what I do now or just throughout life, really,
Mhm.
and apply it to that. Yeah, because I don't mind. I've learned that just with a few artist friends I made. They're not that it's bad. They're just more timid.
Mhm.
So I'll find myself like not pushing them, but they'll ask me for feedback, and then I feel compelled to like give them a little nudge, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. It's yeah. So it's considered a skill. I feel like in this industry, and I never really viewed it like that before. But it's nice because it just like I can have a conversation with you. I could call Joe Schmo at Joe Schmo's Art Gallery and pitch whatever, or try to talk to him, or at least have a nice conversation, and maybe hear no, and that's okay because I'm used to it. So
Yeah, yeah. Looks like Brianna might be joining us.
she creeped in.
Brianna?
Hi, sorry, my Zoom was having so many issues and I'm here now.
She
Hey, how
lives
you
on.
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Okay, didn't mean to interrupt. You can continue.
No, you're fine.
You already did now. How was your day? I'm just kidding.
But I wanted to ask you, Tony, you had been talking about like how you like to do the art, like you're looking at it as a career and as a hobby, like just now that you have to do it as according to like what the client wants or something like that. And so what do you do if the client wants something different than what you think it should be?
Well, I've done one, I guess two. I think, whatever. I've done two, let's call it two commissions,
Uh-huh.
One for a friend, one for just somebody on Instagram. Most of what I've started's been based off Instagram, unfortunately, up until I started painting. Never a social media guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I wake up, I check it, I have all these things. Anyways.
Always on it.
But I just rambled and forgot the question.
No, I was asking like what the no, that's fine because I do that too. What the difference, like I guess how you handle it, because I know how I am when I like doing something and suddenly
Oh,
I'm doing it as a job and someone is
yeah.
telling me how to do it and I'm like, no, I got this.
So I battle for now, and I'm sure there will be a point where it'll be exactly what you're describing. But honestly, I see it like that sometimes. My struggle has been not telling myself like not telling myself, not thinking like that. I have to tell myself like just do you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my I I talk about that. I know I briefly brought up therapy, but I talk about that a lot in not every session or anything, but like just gradually over the past few months, because it's like it can really, my mind is so active, and I don't, that's not like it. People that know me think it's like a good thing, but I don't know necessarily if, I mean, they just don't know how my mind works. So like, there's a lot of baggage for me that comes with it.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, sometimes I don't like it because I have to, like something that simple of a question, it's hard for me to even give you an answer because like I've overthought that like just
Right.
run like a merry-go-round for months, and it's tough. It's like I was telling you the abstract piece I did, what did I say? It's abstract lens, whatever I called it. And that one was the first where I kind of like let go, and then something really good came of it. Like that new potential style. But it's like, I feel in a different place because of that. And like, even people close to me have been like, what, you're just so much more relaxed the past 2 weeks. Somebody said it this week and then once last week. And I'm pretty sure that's why, because I'm not like, I have to have an idea. What am I going to do? I'm going to read through these books. I'm going to watch a documentary. I'm going to have an idea while I'm watching a movie or walking my dog or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I know like kind of the premise of my style. So I can just go out there and start it, and then the rest flows.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. As opposed to before, I'm having the mindset you're asking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, they like these colors or they like this, so I got to figure out how to do this. And
right.
Then I'm like, well, you've only been painting a few months, Tony. Like, good luck. And
right.
then I'm like, and then a lot of what I do, I imitate, like, but you see basketball. Style to do that, kind of copy them for a bit, and then I think you froze. Did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze too, but I think you're back.
We're good. We're Gucci.
We're good.
But yeah, so Basquiat, George Condo. There's other emerging artists, a lot of artists, and I went through this whole phase with that, and then now I am where I am with whatever you want to call
it. Yeah. Well, how did you and Brianna get connected?
I hit her up.
Yeah.
No. I was trying to think how like cool some of it.
You slid into my work DMs.
Yeah.
In the most professional way, of course. Right.
I did. I was trying to think actually if I did or if I emailed you. Regardless, I obsess on like trying to do the next thing to treat it like a career, like I was, touching on throughout. And so I think I even lied to her and said a friend of mine suggested. He didn't. I don't know why my mind works how it does sometimes, but it does.
The truth finally comes out, doesn't it?
Yes. I became obsessed with it. Yes, it does. I became obsessed with this certain gallery that I still don't work with, but that's okay. But I noticed a friend I made on there worked with that gallery. And then, you go on Instagram. It's such a huge tool if you actually like it's a tool in general. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, it's underutilized in like our industry because like everybody posts all their art and everything. It's like out there. So you can like, I'll like zoom in on certain things within a photo to get a piece of information. Right. So, but back to how I saw that. I just saw that they all followed her. I was like, oh, student PR. I've been looking for a publicist forever. And I had a few people start pitching me and I'm like, okay, maybe they're just trying to get free money or whatever. So I'll reach out to somebody, and first kept popping up on artists from that gallery. And
cool.
Here we are.
Cool. That's awesome.
I feel like I over-explain everything.
No, you can never over-explain.
Maybe not on this. You get more content. I don't know.
No, I'm an over-explainer too, and I will. Yeah, I'll spend an hour. I don't know, just rationalizing or reasoning or whatever. Just, but yeah. No, I feel
it's like when you have an important conversation. I don't know if you'll relate to this, but like I'm quick to say obsessed, but I'll just like replay the conversation and my part and what I said.
Yeah.
Time and time. I should have said this. Should have said that. Should have said this. And you're like, no. You said what you said.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny. Well, this has been so great. So what's going on with you next, Tony? You doing what exhibitions are you doing?
We have a few work in progresses.
What's a politically correct way to say that?
In the city and in LA.
Okay.
So we'll share more information once those details come to fruition.
Okay.
We have a few things upcoming in progress that we're working through.
Cool. Sounds awesome.
This is fun.
Yeah.
No, like I love this.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I thought I'd be worried about how I sound. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this is like going to an exhibition and not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's great. And you get to talk about like stimulating topics, even like not relating to me, like some of the stuff you're saying it's great.
Right. Because like when you go to a gallery, you're not gonna necessarily have access to a curator to talk to or anyone to talk to really about it. So I mean, I think that's part of the whole reason why I started this. So plus and just be able to talk to artists directly to find out, what the background is behind. It's like find the door, which is
I like
my favorite.
That one came from therapy.
Okay.
So we were talking about like new brain, old brain, and she's an older woman, and she's like in her late 60s, I believe, and she's very private. So I don't really know that stuff. I know her name and that's it. And we meet, and she's always over explaining only on certain topics, and that's one she would always revisit. So I know it's like embedded in my mind. And then when I paint, I'm like, keep doing a brain.
Yeah.
You're just missing something. So I just for whatever reason, I was like new brain, old brain, and
yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me, and thank you so much, Brianna, for joining. I think this is so amazing.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time to speak with Tony.
So
yeah, I appreciate it.
So
thank you very much.
We will definitely do it again.
Yeah, I would love that. It was fun.
So yeah, this is
so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will let you know when this posts, and I will be in touch for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. Oh, and Tony, can I grab some of your images off of your website to put on the post?
Yeah, those you can't save those. Bree, can you send her the
I can screenshot them.
Okay, you could do that, but she's got some new really good ones.
Yeah, let me send you a link to some of his new stuff just so you have it and you can pick and choose what you want to put up.
Okay.
If you want. Otherwise, what you wanted to do is cool too, but she can send you the option at least. Cool.
Well, thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, no, thank you. It's really, I know I keep saying it, but it's fun. I was super stressed.
His first official podcast interview.
Oh, hooray. Yeah. You did great.
Yeah, you have no idea. I didn't. Now that we're done, I didn't even tell Bree. I was sick about it.
Yeah.
Up until today.
Yeah.
And
I told you it'd be easy. And Brooke's a sweetheart. She's so easy to talk to.
I know. I just get in my head.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I will let you know in this post. Thank you guys so much.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much to Tony Pharo for chatting with me and sharing your work and your inspirations. If you want to see more of Tony, you can check him out on Instagram at Tony Pharo, Pharo. Thanks for listening. This is a Hotspur Media production. Music by Corey Knoxville.